How about that?
Oh, welcome to another installment of Innovate SRJC, where we meet innovators, entrepreneurs, and successful business people who can share their stories with you. Today, we're joined. Are you in Lake Tahoe?
Yes, Truckee.
We're joined by Scott Nicol, who's in Truckee, California, and Scott is the proprietor, he founder of a bicycle company. And Scott, the name of the bicycle company is
Ibis Cycles.
Ibis Cycles, IBIS. And Scott, how long ago did you found this company?
1981.
Holy shit.
We're going on 45 years.
Okay, so Scott's a humble guy. I'm going to talk about him for a second because he won't. Scott's in the Mountain Biking Hall of Fame. He was one of the originators of the sport, and there's some video online of him mountain biking at like age 1.5. I think your mom was holding the bike. It's hilarious. And Scott is lucky enough. He's one of those fortunate guys who took his avocation, in this case, cycling, and was able to turn that into not just a successful career, but a really successful business as well. So, Scott, that's why we invited you here today because of what you can share about that. So, Scott, bikes are a crowded market. Your bikes have some uniqueness to them. They've got to, or they wouldn't succeed. So a lot of our students are trying to find this point of differentiation in a crowded market. How did you find differentiation in a crowded bike market to be able to found Ibis and have it go for so long and be so successful?
At the beginning, it wasn't a crowded market, fortunately for us, but for 45 years, as the sport has grown from a few people, a few hippies in Marin County and a
Hmm.
few other places like Crested Butte, Colorado, as the sport has grown, uh, it's become very crowded. And so we've had to constantly innovate and make sure that our bikes are what people want to ride. And that's been a tenet, a founding principle of our company all along is making bikes that we know people are going to want to ride. And we do that through innovation and through advancing the sport, through advancing the technology that we use. The bikes that we built in 1981 look nothing like the bikes today. They look nothing like the bikes we built 10 years ago.
Hmm.
So it's constant innovation, and it's paying attention to your market.
Yeah.
And you know, it's not something that you can just draw on paper and have a bike made. You have to have an authenticity. You have to engage yourself in the sport in order to understand it and to make products that are cutting edge and that are going to um, they're going to appeal to people. Now, I don't think I'm really talking about differentiation there. It's
No, well, hold on a second. I want to
yeah,
circle back to that engagement piece because that's
yeah,
that's something I really want to talk about.
yeah,
But let's first set the field here for a second. There's lots of bikes, and you can buy. I can go to over to Costco and buy a bike for I don't know 150 bucks or something.
yeah,
I can also spend stupid amounts of tens of thousands of dollars. What
yeah.
price point would you consider your bikes to be in?
That's stupid category.
The stupid Yeah, good job,
Um,
Scott.
the bikes right now, they're starting probably at about $3,500 for our entry level, quote unquote, affordable bike. And they do
Right.
go above
Ten
$10,000.
thousand. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, if you could you draw a picture of this target market that you're talking about? Like you said, you build bikes for people, and you give them what you feel they need and want. Who is this person who would throw down $7,000 for an Ibis bike and be stoked about it?
The target market has definitely evolved over the years. It's always been me and many of our employees, believe it or not, because we're all very, very avid bike riders. So that's what I was saying a minute ago about you need to have authenticity and because people understand that. You can't it's of course we do marketing all the time, and we have to we have to be authentic about our marketing. So, um, we do it in a bunch of different ways, through, really great customer service, through having race teams, for example, that
Mhm.
people who ride our bike, we pay people to ride our bikes. And, like I said, great, great, great customer service. We build relationships over years. We don't sell directly to consumers, so it's an interesting place where we are in the market. We sell to bicycle retailers, bricks and mortar shops, a few mail order places, a very few, and then distributors all over the world. So we are appealing, hopefully, to a global audience,
Mhm.
through these various forms of distribution. So we have to work with our dealers and make sure that they're taking care of our customers. There's a lot of education involved in
Yeah.
educating our dealers about our bikes so they can educate the customers. And there's a lot of technology involved. So
It's a
it's
long
difficult to do that.
it's a long journey. So if you
Yeah.
were to think in your mind, if you were to close your eyes and think about like a new bike design that you were coming up with, when you think about who might be riding that bike, um, can you think from a customer standpoint, like who is that person? Is it a guy? Is it a girl? Are they 25? Are they 50? Are they college educated? Do they listen to like hip hop? Are they still listening to classic rock or grunge? Like,
Yeah.
do you think about that
Yeah,
when you build a
absolutely.
bike?
So, Um, again, we are appealing to a global audience, so we have to kind of, I don't want to really say shotgun approach because we're very specific in our individual markets. But for example, that $3,500 entry level bike that I talked about, we're very, very actively going for that 20, 30 something demographic, men and women. We are sure to market to those people through our videos and our website, our Instagram, our Facebook, all of these things. So we on certain bikes we target a younger demographic, with more, rad tricks and things like that.
Mhm.
The more expensive bikes,
Different.
we've been accused of building bikes for dentists. You guys build the dentist bikes, and fortunately, another company has taken over that moniker for us,
You,
and
you you didn't like that, did
yeah. Yeah, we're more for the hygienist. And
You're more of a people's bike.
yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, back in the 90s when we were building steel bikes and we were building titanium bikes, right now we build almost all carbon bikes and a few aluminum bikes. So those are the materials the frames are made out of. So we work in all those different materials. And back in the 90s, we were making steel bikes predominantly and titanium bikes. And titanium is gray. And so we were always joking about, well, the gray bikes are for the people with gray hair because they're generally older and they're generally wealthier. Titanium is very expensive.
Gray for gray. Gray for gray. Makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So, we're there's okay, here's another market. There's a huge, um, movement in high schools these days. It's called NICA, National Interscholastic Cycling Association, and you get, depending on where you are, you'll get hundreds of kids showing up for a NICA race, and so it's high school races that go to different, places. And I was just 2 weeks ago. Well, yeah, my nieces went through it, and I know a lot of people who have gone through it. It actually started in Northern California, and now it's a nationwide movement. So anyway, we a few years ago made a frame that was specifically made for NICA racers. It was a very affordable frame. It was $999, and it was carbon fiber. And now we find that the kids are getting so fast that the coaches can't keep up with them. So we're selling a lot of e-bikes, bikes with motors on them, to the coaches and the parents of these Nike race kids. So
Wow.
see, we pivoted from, it evolves like this. We didn't have Nike racing 15 years ago, but we do now, and it's very popular, and it's produced, our current world champion and a bunch of a bunch of different racers and just lifelong enthusiasts.
So you saw a need and you filled it by the coaches for these NICA students who
Correct.
needed to keep up, and
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
couldn't ride as fast. So
Yeah.
you
Well, and
really
that was that. We're all already doing the e-bike,
ah,
but marketing it towards
promoting it to. Mhm.
having trouble keeping up with your kid. You should try one of these.
I love that. Hey, Scott, I'm going to share my screen really quick.
Okay.
I'm going to take everybody to the Ibis website really quick. There's a couple things, by the way, here, you guys, if you want to see what you can do this on your own. But here's the product line from, I guess we can see. Boy, there's a lot of them.
And
Dang.
that Ripmo and Ripley AF
Yeah,
are the aluminum bikes targeted at
ah,
the younger demographic.
Scott, why is this called Ripmo AF?
Um, Aluminum frame.
Oh, of course it is. For those,
Accept those cookies or
oh yeah,
decline.
I always accept if they're
Yeah.
chocolate chip, I'm gonna grab them real quick.
Yeah.
Hey, I found something on this website that I want to share because a lot. Oh wow, that is a sexy ass bike. Holy,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
wow. Okay, hold on a second, you guys. We got to look at some bike porn.
There's the e-bike
Wow, that's
called
an
the
e-bike.
Oso, which means bear.
Yeah. Oh, so. Oh,
Mhm.
dang, that is beautiful.
There's the DV9, which was developed for the high school kids.
Ah,
Yeah, development is kind of the DV,
the DV.
Yeah. Mhm.
Sexy.
This is our Made in the USA bike. We make it down in Santa Cruz area, and we did manage to win an Olympic bronze medal with this bike last year.
Congratulations, man.
Mhm.
XC for all, Mother XC. There's your rip.
Mhm.
That's a pretty flagship model in your line.
Yeah, yeah, that's been our best seller for a while.
Yeah, I see them around. And then the Ripmo is fuck. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, that's not what it stands for. And the Ripley, another flagship, is it not? I see you rocking the Ripley around town.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one of those for
And then the
sure.
Ripley AF, of course.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The Hawka. That is a good looking compact
Yep.
little
That's
guy.
our gravel bike.
Damn, that is
Yeah.
beautiful.
Mm.
Okay, I'm a fan.
There you go. Now you've been through the whole
Okay, cool.
carousel.
All right. So another thing that I really dug, like under our story, the history, 40
Yep.
years, 25 stories. I love this. We talk a lot about branding and brand character, and you talked about authenticity, and certainly heritage is a big part of your brand. And this
Yeah.
is a really cool story about how you founded this company on April Fool's Day, of course, in
Yeah.
1981, when you were in your 20s. And then one of the things I love, because you've got little stories about how you were founded and how the
Yep.
company progressed. But I started with number one, which is how it all came to be. And I think the students would love this because there was a note that you had written on the occasion of the 30th birthday of Ibis, where you
Yep.
included this little list that you had made. How long ago did you make this list? Right here.
That would have been back in, I guess.
When you were thinking of this company, building
Uh,
bikes.
oh yeah, yeah. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
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 come on,
yeah.
yeah.
So this is like before. This is like pre-inc. I see butts. Pre-incarnation of Ibis. And you guys, for students watching this, this is wonderful. You should all make a list like this, and you should all have this list come true, like Scott. These are the things that you wanted. The features and benefits. I get to ride my bike a lot, which I enjoy. I get to travel a lot. Often, I get to take my bike on my travels. I'm not burdened by being rich. Cool. I get to ride new bikes a lot. I don't patch too many inner tubes, and most importantly, I look forward to going to work every day. Scott,
Yeah.
that is seriously just such a wonderful list of things to put together as a young man, and then to have them come true is
Yeah. Yeah.
fantastic.
I mean, it would have been okay if the one about getting rich didn't or not being rich didn't come true, but oh well, can't have them all.
You mean you're burdened?
I'm not burdened with money. I'd love to be burdened with money. That would be great.
I love it. I love it. So, well, that's super cool, Scott. Before you founded this company, and I'm going to get out of my share. What am I sharing still? What's happening
Yeah,
here?
you're still saying, but let me make a point
Yeah,
here.
yeah, please.
One of the ways that we differentiate ourselves, and this is critical,
Yeah.
and you could even scroll up a bit, is we don't take ourselves other way. We don't take
What?
ourselves. Oh, maybe you go back
Oh,
to
you
the.
were talking about the butts?
No, no,
Oh,
the illustration. Oh yeah, it's back the prior page. So yeah, I mean the butts is part of it, but we've always been very self-deprecating. We've always made fun of ourselves,
yeah,
and that's that's an interesting. It's an interesting tactic that we took. We feel we're confident enough about the products that we make because we make fantastic products. Yeah, it's going to be right there. So we make great products, and and we're so confident about it that we can make fun of ourselves and feel a confidence about it. And people they sense that
yeah.
um, if we can make fun of ourselves, that, it probably means we're doing something right.
Love
And
that.
if you just that the top illustration, we've always had really fun illustrations with our on our website and various places, t-shirts and things like that, our marketing. And you can see that feel like it's fun and whimsical and it's not all that serious. And we're able to, we say we were founded on April Fool's Day. So it's a theme that runs through our the way we present ourselves, our marketing, and yeah, just how we want to the world to see us. We want the world to see that we're having fun, and we are.
Yeah, I love that. That's embedded into your branding, and I love that you continue to do that no matter how big the company gets, no matter how many employees you guys have, it still comes through loud and clear that
Yeah,
you're still having fun and you're still a small brand.
yeah, yeah,
And that's also you haven't sold out the Trek. I noticed there was a list of all the bike founders, Gary
yeah,
Fisher, and
yeah.
how each one sold to Trek, sold to Trek, sold to Trek.
Yep,
But
yep.
Ibis,
Because they named the companies after themselves, and I
that's what
did.
they did wrong.
Ibis is a bird. It's a beautiful bird in flight.
Right.
Kind of ugly on the ground. I didn't know that when I named it, but at least it's beautiful in flight.
But all the companies that named themselves that didn't have that self-deprecating position, they
Yeah,
named their companies after the founder, and they've all had to sell out the trick.
yeah,
Yeah, God darn it! See these guys. Scott, thank you. I have a couple more questions before we wrap up.
yep.
Obviously you didn't do this from right out. You went to college, but you didn't do this right out of college. Also, what did you study in college? It wasn't it wasn't industrial design, was it?
No, it wasn't. I did take a lot of engineering, but I actually studied soils and hydrology at UC
Of
Davis,
course.
and I was a hydrologist in Alaska for a while. But the soils part, the mountain bikes are dirt bikes, so there's the connection, right?
And then what kind
That's
of
the
like did you have
closest I
like
can.
what kind of weird high school jobs? Would give me something that like you did that we would never expect that you did.
Well, after I finished school, I really had been hearing great things. This is a long time ago. I graduated from college in 1977, and I went up to Alaska, and I ended up being there for five summers and worked as a hydrologist for a while. But then I started working in the fishing industry, and then I worked on fishing boats and actually even worked in a cannery for a little while, which is not a great job.
So you actually like fished on the fishing boats. You weren't
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
captain
yeah,
or
yeah,
anything.
yeah.
You're the
Up
guy
in
like oh,
Glacier Bay and places like that. Yeah, it was
that's
really.
that's widely considered the hardest job that there is, like
Yeah, it
physically.
wasn't quite the most dangerous catch or whatever that show
Yeah.
is. That's crab fishing out in the Bering Sea, but it was
Yeah.
gnarly. It was
It's
gnarly.
gnarly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Scott,
yeah.
we just did touch on engagement and stuff, and you also touched on events and how important those are. I'm going to go back to your website really quick because I
Hmm.
want you to talk about what kind of things that you do to engage your riders and your customers beyond just riding bikes, because there's a lot of stuff, or buying a bike. There's you.
Yeah, so go to our story,
Yep.
um, and then go to the migrations, IBIS
Ibis
migrations.
migrations.
So we do this is a kind of an outreach thing that I've been doing to try to reach our customers. And what we do is we have people sign up for a several day long trip somewhere. And they've been in on the East Coast, down in Baja. The flagship one is in Mendocino, down in Moab a couple times. And these are all just reports of the migrations we've had. And Ibis is a bird, so we just called it the migration. And so we go. This is up in the redwood forest of Mendocino, and it's just a really, really fun time for a bunch of days. And instead of we don't just ride, we start. It's California, so we have to start the morning with yoga, and yeah, and then we go for rides during the day. We have fantastic food. We've hired an incredible chef, and he feeds us enough food. The hungry cyclists, they're satiated, and then we always have a nice happy hour and a great dinner, and then tell stories around the campfire and things like that. And it's just a great, great.
Oh, that's cool.
What's wrong
So,
with that?
so in
Um,
in our lingo, we call this line extension. So
uh-huh.
your main product is bicycles, but now you have a separate product which really is not bicycles at all. You don't buy this in a store. It doesn't get
Yeah.
shipped in a box. It doesn't get sold at
Right.
retail. Your
Right.
separate product line is basically an adventure vacation, and
Yeah.
you offer this to your to anybody, but mostly to your customer base.
Yeah, it's offered to anybody, and
Yeah.
it's become somewhat legendary. For example, the one we had in Mendocino last month in August, we had 100 people. We could sign up 100 people, and we sold out in 7 minutes. So
Oh
it's
my God.
it's it's popular. It's well known.
Yeah.
This one that we're looking at right here,
Yeah.
Baja.
Wow.
I just last night closed this one is so popular we have to do a lottery. So we do a lottery for we have 30 positions available in this one. 30 guests can show up at this. And we had over 400 applicants for those 30 for
Wow.
those 30. And so I will draw numbers out of a hat and inform the people who won
Wow.
the lottery that
I
they're
love this.
so
So,
this is, yeah, it's extending the brand
yep.
and we don't, the other thing is we don't need, you don't have to ride an ibis. We say we welcome, present and future ibisians to come
Of
and
course you
join
do.
us.
Of course you
Yeah.
do.
So
I
we try not to be too elitist with it.
Yeah,
And
I love
no,
this. Again, when you build a brand like yours that has such brand equity and brand love from the consumer, you have the ability to stretch out and do stuff like this. And
yeah,
that's really a testament to what you guys have done as a brand, because you can't do this with every brand of bicycle doesn't have consumer permission to do this.
no,
It just wouldn't
no,
work.
no,
Um,
definitely not.
but Ibis does.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And we all
Yeah,
like I said we
yeah.
with other sorts of and that's one of those things that differentiates us is
Mhm.
that we do this and a lot of people don't. And we get people all ages doing this. It's fantastic. We get kids, we get people from 7 to 70 coming on these things.
Yeah,
It's really
it looks
it's
like
really
it
great.
looks like a hoot, and I do know some of the people that have gone on it, and they are super stoked when they're ready to go, and they're even more stoked when they get
Yeah.
back. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just really a testament to great brand building. Scott, I really thank you for taking the time for with our students here at SRJC, and
Yeah.
that you've shared all of this, and thanks for creating a great brand and a really great example for young students coming up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's been a good ride.
Ah, I see what you did there. All right, hang on. I'm gonna when I hit this stop button, we're gonna hang out
Okay.
and say goodbye. Thank you, Scott. Scott Nicol, you guys, Ibis Cycles, IBIS. If you need any more information about it, you can hit me up. I'll hook you up. Thank you. Thanks, Scott.
All right. Cheers.